Good evening. How's everybody doing today? Good. Welcome to the Jacksonville Youth Council first meeting of the school year 2022-2023. I am Pamela Trafton, Neighborhood Improvement Services Coordinator for the City of Jacksonville. I'm also the staff liaison for the Jacksonville Youth Council, and I am extremely excited to have our youth here today from all the various high schools in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and on Camp Lejeune. What we'll do quickly is do a quick introduction. Stand, you don't have to say your names, but we're going to see what schools are represented here today, okay? So we start with Jacksonville High School. If you're from Jacksonville High, go ahead and stand for me. Whoa, okay. All right, go ahead and have a seat, Jacksonville, okay. We have anyone from Northside High School? All right, we have Northside, thank you. We have White Oak High School. All right, not yet, that's what I'm gonna say, not yet. Onslow Early College. All right, thank you. Lejeune High School. All right, welcome. I'm working my way around. Southwest High School. Not yet. Richlands High School. Dixon High School. And Arundel Parrott Academy. So thank you for being with us. Thank you parents in attendance for bringing your teen with us. So the purpose of the Jacksonville Youth Council is an opportunity for Onslow County high school teens and Camp Lejeune high school teens to come together and be a voice for the teens of all the schools that are represented and those that are not represented. It's a great opportunity for the teens to come together and say what's on your mind. What issues are you seeing? What concerns do you have within the community? And then the diversity of the different high schools being represented allows us to all come together and see what can we do to make a difference on our level, take whatever is necessary to our city council. Our council liaison is Councilman Brian Jackson. You will get an opportunity to meet him throughout the school year, and he has actually sat with our Jacksonville Youth Council members and had a conversation with the teens to help find out what is going on for you. All right. So first that we have on the agenda is, unfortunately, at the beginning of our school year, our community had a devastation within our high schools and our teens. And because as the Jacksonville Youth Council being a representation of our teens, we want to make sure that we are taking a moment to pay a moment of respect and silence to Northside High School. The Monarch family has suffered a huge loss. Our community has suffered a huge loss because there's people that did not go to Northside that still knew the young man that suffered at the loss of a tragic incident. So what we'll do is going to take a few minutes and take a moment of silence. And then after our moment of silence, we are going to have the school resource officer, Corporal Chad Quackenbush, to come to us and talk to us briefly about school safety and what can we do within our own schools to make sure that we are being safe within. So we'll take a few minutes, a moment of silence. Thank you. All right, so at this time, I call forward Mr. Corporal Chad Quackenbush. Mr. Corporal, you got two titles.
First of all, guys, I'm going to apologize. I am not a very formal person, all right? Some of the kids that go to Northside and JCMS before that, where it was, will know that. I like to joke around and stuff like that. As she said, my name is Corporal Quackenbush. I'm with Jacksonville Police Department. I am the one of the SROs at Northside High School. Go Monarchs. and they've asked for me to come in and talk about the, school safety stuff. First thing I want to plug is Onslow County Schools has a program. It's a Say Something program. All right. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not. It's that online. I think they usually do training every year with it. I will say that is a very valuable tool. It's anonymous. If you think there's something going on, you can just send an anonymous tip to the school. I will say in the past, it has helped several students who are having some crisis get the help they needed. As far as school safety, guys, long and short of it is you guys all see the rules and regulations that schools put out, all right? That's the kind of stuff that they want you to do, all right? Go by the rules, do what you're supposed to do, go to class, don't be hanging around, don't be, that kind of stuff. And if you hear something, you know something, let somebody know, all right? Especially things with knives, that kind of stuff. If you know somebody's carrying something, all right, you got to let somebody know. Trying to think here. All right, you guys have been through a lot of these talks, I'm sure, throughout the years. Like I said, I just can't say enough is to let somebody know what's going on. All right. Social media, all right, is out there. Unfortunately, social media is like the bane of our existence. All right, you guys see and hear stuff on social media all the time. All right, you need to let somebody know, especially with fights, anything like that, anything dangerous that's coming into schools. You need to let us know, so that way we can deal with it before it becomes a problem. We do all the drills. You guys do the lockdown drills. Do you guys take the lockdown drills seriously? Okay, all right. They're designed for a reason. All right, make sure you take all those drills. I know we do fire drills once a month, throughout the school year. I think we do tornado drills at least once a year, but all those drills are designed to do one thing, and that's to teach you guys what you need to do in case of emergency. All right, so a lot of that stuff, I know a lot of them are like, oh, another fire drill, but you need to take that kind of stuff seriously because it's designed to keep you guys safe. Unfortunately, that's about it. You guys have any questions? Okay. So, but yeah, again, all right, we're here. My job is to make sure everybody in that building is safe. All right, north side we have what, 1,200 students? 1,200, sound about right? All right. So my day begins with making sure 1,200 kids come into that school and get to class. All right, I'm there to make sure that people aren't just coming into the building. All right, so we're constantly in the hallways. We're constantly seeing who's coming and going. We get calls about people walking their dog in the back of school that we check out. Because again, on school property. I go home when you all are on the bus and on your way home. All right. So for 8 hours a day, my sole responsibility is 1,200 kids plus the staff. All right. I've been an SRO since 2017. So what am I going on, 6 years now? All right. And I take that job very, very seriously. All right. It pains me when somebody gets hurt. All right. What happened north side pains me even worse. All right. But that is my job. So for 180 days a year, and my wife laughs at me, all right, because I say, yep, I got to go take care of my 1,200 kids. All right. My wife's like, 1,200 kids. I'm like, but that's the way I look at it. All right. Some of my kids, when I first started, graduated last year. Next group. So a lot of the students I've watched grow up are starting to graduate, and I'll be the first one to admit, graduation day at Northside, I'm probably going to shed a little tear, all right, because it's like watching my kids go across that stage. So Because that's how I look at this position. All right? I kind of go in with more of a father figure than anything else. All right? Because I want to make sure my kids are safe and walk across that stage in 4 years. All right? But again, I can't emphasize enough, guys. If you know something, you hear something, you don't have to, like I said, just get on that say something app at school. All right? And just put something down, just send it. All right? Because for Northside, I do get to say something alerts. All right? And that way we can prevent some issues. So, you guys have any questions for me? Ooh, I'm knocking stuff over. No questions? Man. Maybe it's good that I got the very first meeting. Because I figured by about the fourth or fifth meeting, you all be comfortable and you would start asking a lot of questions. Or no? Yeah, maybe. So, but, go ahead. Get around the mic.
It's already turned on, just speak into it.
Howard,
One of them's,
how are you like coping and dealing with everything since the tragedy at Northside?
well, again, it's not something, it's very hard to express. I will say on a department-wide, that day, I've had our mental health advisor meet with me, we have a counselor that works for our department that met with me, and I probably spent about 45 minutes talking to him. We have a drug counselor that's assigned to us, checks in all the time. I should have never given her my phone number, all right, because she texts me all the time, just checking up on me. Friends, family, that kind of stuff. So, sometimes it's just best you got to talk about it, all right? It is not something that I would have ever thought that I'd have to deal with at one of my schools. I have been a police officer. I'm going to date myself a little bit for almost 30 years between New York and North Carolina. So unfortunately, I've seen some tragic things. All right, but nothing hits harder than when it's a child. So, but you gotta talk about it, and seek the professional help. And that's what we've been doing. Like I said, I've had the counselors for the department, in contact with me all the time, making sure I'm okay. So, it's like anything else. You try to play it up. Yeah, I'm good. I'm a tough guy. But it's not like that. It's like anything else. They have the grief counselors at the schools for anybody to talk, and they did the same thing for us. So you're welcome. So, anything else? Like I said, 4 meetings from now, they'll be asking questions left and right.
Well, that
So-
means we can call you back.
Oh, okay. So, all right, y'all. But again, like I said, if you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let her know. They can reach out to me. I'm gonna go watch Northside soccer. Again, go Monarchs. All right, so, all right.
All right,
All
thank
right.
you.
Have a good evening, guys.
Thank you, Corporal Quackenbush.
Make sure you sell this program.
Yeah. And as stated on meeting number 4, I'll call you back. I said, meeting number 4, we'll call you back.
But yeah, if you need anything from me, let me know.
Thank you.
I'll help out. Absolutely. All right, take care.
JYC stands in observance of hope. This was a unfortunate impromptu ceremony that we did in June of this year in response to the school shooting that took place at Robb Elementary School. However, with that ceremony taking place and the title of JYC stands in observance of hope, we realized that it was a ceremony that can continue annually, and it allows us to focus on whatever may be taking place. So unfortunately, we have been hearing a lot of issues with bullying, whether it's person bullying or cyberbullying. And this year, we want to focus on bullying being of observance of hope. So our next meeting, which will be October 5th, instead of it being a meeting such as this, that will be our JYC Stands event. So look for more information to come. If you are interested in participating and being part of the actual ceremony, talk to me after the meeting so we can let you know as part of the planning program. We're going to partner with some bullying nonprofit agencies that are out there already to help put together the full ceremony. So we look forward to being able to put our voice out in the community. All right. At this time, we have our next presentation, New Beginnings, with Ms. Sandra Young, counselor at White Oak High School. Ms. Young is going to come before us and talk to us about new beginnings in a new school year, or maybe you've already been at high school for a few years, and she's going to probably touch on something that you was like, I did not know that, or oh snap, I need to go talk to my counselor tomorrow. So at this time, we're going to bring Ms. Young up forth from White Oak High School. So you'll have to stay here for the presentation.
Good evening. As Ms. Tratham just said, I am Sandra Young, lead counselor at White Oak High School. I've been a high school counselor for 15 years, closely coming to end, but I enjoy what I do, working with children, young people. I really enjoy that. Just trying to move to the college level. That's where my excitement is. How many of you are freshmen? So y'all are at a new beginning. Okay. How many sophomores? Juniors? Senior? Oh, great, a mixture, okay. Let's see if we can get this going. Some of you already know this already. It says, we are the creative force of our life, and through our own decisions, rather than our conditions, if we carefully learn to do certain things, we can accomplish those goals. That's by Stephen Covey. And going into high school, and even throughout high school, and even you will see these, even in college, it's decisions that you need to make. It said what you put in determines what you get out. So that means I need to be at school every day. Things happen, I understand that, but those things that you control, you need to make sure you're in school every day. Study habits are important. Peers, making sure you're with the right friends. It's okay to have friendships, and the one key thing I say, when you have a friend and you're trying to decide who should I be with, when you have a test and your friend is saying, come on, let's go play, and you say, I have a test, and they say, nah, you can study for that later, guess what you need to say? I'll see you later, because I need to study. It's more important that you focus on your studying and deal with friends. We have to have time management. That comes in play as far as with peers and doing what you need to do. The extracurricular is good. You just have to have time management also, because school is very important. Your attitude. You need to have a positive attitude. If you're tearing yourself down or others are tearing you down, you need to encourage yourself. I know that's easily said, but I tell my students, sometimes we have to encourage ourselves. Sometimes even our parents, our friends, they do not give us the pat on the back that we need. So you have to look in that mirror, look at yourself and say, I can do this. The only permission you need is from your parents when it deals with your being able to go somewhere. But as far as your ability of being able to handle something or to accomplish something, that comes from within here and up here. And you're the only one that controls that. So don't let anybody tell you what you can't do as far as accomplishing anything, because you can do all things. I won't get spiritual. You can do all things through Christ. Sports, time management with that also. All this on the left side is what's going to help you on the other side. So when I do all of the attendance, the study habits, the choosing the right peers, time management, my attitude, dealing with sports and clubs, volunteering, part-time jobs, all of those are going to help me with my grades, the GPA, your SAT and ACT scores that you'll take, you're taking honors and AP classes, your college selection, also leadership opportunities and athletic play and time. So what you put in is what you're going to get out. Graduation requirements. I meant to do it before I did this. Let's see. How many of you knew it was 22 credits required to graduate? How many credits do you get a year? On a normal schedule. How many credits do you get a year? Remember, we are a 4x4 block schedule in Onslow County, so that means you're getting how many credits a semester? 4x4. How many credits are you getting a semester? 4. And there's 2 semesters, so 4 plus 4 is what? And you're taking 4 years to complete school. I am a former math teacher, so 4 times 8 is what? 32. And 22 of those 32 credits are specific as to what you need to have. And those 22 credits are made up of 4 Englishes, 4 maths, 3 sciences, earth and environmental science, biology, physical science, or chemistry. You don't have to have both. But those that are going in the medical field, and you need to make sure you do the chemistry. But if your math skills are not that strong at the beginning, take physical science as a foundation for chemistry, and then take your chemistry. Social studies, 4 credits, depending on which year you came in. Our seniors, the 1920 freshmen, this is the last year that they will go with the plan of world history, American History 1, American History 2, and civics and economics. The rest of you will go in with world history, civic literacy, American history, and economics and personal finance. The state of North Carolina made changes a couple years ago. When it used to be 3 social studies that you were required to have, they decided that they would break out U.S. history into American History 1 and American History 2. Well, then last year they decided, well, no, we'll do U.S. history under American history, and we will break out the civics and economics. So that's why you all have the civic literacy and the economics and personal finance. You need 1 credit of health and PE, and then 6 electives. 4 of those electives, we recommend that they are in the same area of concentration. That could be band, that could be chorus, that can be art, that can be a CTE concentration such as animal science, health science, engineering. It can even be your AP classes. As long as those AP classes are not counting towards your graduation requirement. For example, AP World History can count as your world history. So you cannot count that as an extra AP class. So any AP class that is not being counted towards your graduation requirements, if you take 4 AP classes, they can count as your concentration. 4 classes at the college can count as your concentration. The other 2 most students complete with a foreign language. You're not required to have a foreign language in order to graduate. However, if you plan to attend a 4-year university, immediately after graduating from high school, you do need a foreign language. Promotion, you all are coming in, my freshmen. Some of the freshmen, they think that I'm in 9th grade, the next year I'm in 10th grade, and I'm a 10th grader. It doesn't work that way. It's based on your credits. 6 credits, you'll get promoted to the 10th grade. 12 credits, you'll get promoted to the 11th grade, and 18 credits, you are considered a senior. Okay. And back on the other, where you had the 22 credits that was specific for graduating, when you subtract that 22 from 32, how many extra classes do you have that you could take of your own choosing? So in other words, 22 from 32, 10. So 10 credits is what you need, and especially for my freshmen coming in and starting early, that means in your 11th and 12th grade year, you can take advantage of doing dual enrollment. We call it dual enrollment because you are enrolled in the high school that you go to and coastal, but it's actually called Career and College Promise. But you are able to take advantage of that as long as you have a 2.8 GPA or higher. So starting now, knowing that versus waiting until your 11th grade year and then you don't have that. So keep your GPA up, and we're going to talk about that in a minute as to how you know what your GPA is. So 2.8 or higher, you're able to start taking coastal classes in the 11th and 12th grade. And at all the high schools, there's 3 types of classes that we give. You have your standard, your honors, and your AP. Your standard classes, a lot of students are afraid to take honors classes, but your standard and your honors classes are teaching the exact same curriculum. It's just your honors classes are doing higher order thinking, meaning that they are applying the concepts that you're learning. Your AP classes are college level classes, so they're teaching you on the college level. When we just, as I mentioned GPA, when you're talking GPA, a standard class that's considered unweighted, you'll see that on your GPA, on your transcript. If you take an honors class, you get an extra 0.5 quality points. If you take an AP class or dual enrollment class at the college, it's an extra 1 point. So let's say you make an A. In a standard class, 4 quality points. In an honors class, there'll be 4.5 quality points. In an AP or dual enrollment class, it'll be 5 quality points. And we all know where those quality points are coming from, right? 10 point, we're on a 10-point scale, 90 to 100 is an A. So anytime you make an A, it's 4 quality points is what you're getting. 89, that's a B, that's 3. So you're going 4, 3, 2, and 1. You get 4 quality points for an A, you get 3 quality points for a B, 2 quality points for a C, and 1 quality point for a D. And that's what I have here. I move ahead. I've been doing this for 15 years. So as you can see the difference, on the left side, that's your standard. So that would be considered unweighted. So when you get a transcript, and if you haven't, freshman, you'll get one your first semester. If you look at that on that page on the back, you'll see an unweighted GPA and a weighted GPA. The unweighted is the left. It's either going to be a 4 point something, 3 point, or 2 point, 1 point something. Weighted GPA is when you take the honors and the AP classes, so you can get as much as 5 quality points, as I mentioned for your dual enrollment and AP classes. So weighted, the extra 1 or the 0.5 is what you'll see. Any questions on that? And stop me if I talk too fast. That's just me. I already know that. So y'all need me to do this, okay? So this is what you'll see on your transcript. Those that have not seen the transcript yet. There's a section on your transcript that says performance information. It will say cumulative GPA points calculated as of. So whenever that transcript is pulled, that's what you'll see. As I say, you'll see a weighted GPA and you'll see an unweighted GPA. And that's coming from your total quality points. In this example, there's 3 classes. So for the weighted part, the student had 12.5. And what you have to do is you divide that 12.5 by 3, and that's when you get to 4.167. The unweighted, because it's going to be no higher than 4, then you have 4 times 3, because you remember you're getting 4 quality points for an A. It's 3 classes, 3 times 4 is 12. You divide that 12 by 3 and you get a 4.0. Now, one of the things to remember, this person passed all 3 of their classes. You are on a 4, you will take 4 classes a semester. If you take 4 classes and you fail one of those classes, your GPA will still be divided by the 4 because it's based on the potential of credits that you could have received, not what you actually received. Everybody understand that part? Any questions on this? And the other part, remember, the GPA is not rounded. So you can't say I have a 4.5 and I got a 5.0. That's not how it works. You can't say you have a 3.67, you have a 4.0. That's not how it works. You have a 3.67. It is not rounded. And for those, Morgan has already done my presentation. I want you all to know that. Thank you, Morgan. I could sit down. But applying to college, and you all be doing that if you decide that you want to go to college, if that's the path that you want to take. But when you're applying to college, as Morgan said already, as a senior, she's already doing her recommendations and scholarships and all that stuff. What we recommend is that at this point, that is what you should be doing. We want you to do early admission, and let me slow down a little bit. There are 35 independent colleges in University of North Carolina, but you definitely need to do the research of which schools you want to go to. So everybody hears about State, everybody hears about UNC Chapel Hill. There are other schools out there that you can attend. You want to make sure they have your program, the cost, and all other things that you need to consider. Close to home, how large are the classes? You take all that in consideration, and visiting the school also makes a difference. So 35 independent colleges. We also have historically black universities, HBCUs. There are 12 here in North Carolina. A lot of students try to stay away from that because they're thinking, I want to go to state. I want to go to Chapel Hill. There's nothing wrong with going to HBCU. They're just as good as the other. And you'll find, again, do the research, see the program, and just make sure you make the right choice, especially the money part for your parents. That is a big decision. All right, for going to college, if that's your choice, this is just a minimum. That is, I always tell students, don't let what you see on that website tell you what you can or cannot do. But this is the minimum requirement for UNC, the system. So you need a minimum 2.5 cumulative weighted GPA, or a 19 ACT composite, or 1,010 SAT total, which is the reading and the math. These are the minimum requirements. And you can always see what the school requirements are. If you go to, let's say you want to go to UNCW or any school, if you go on that website and put in incoming freshman profile for the last class that just went in, which would be 2021-22, they will give you a profile that tells you the average SAT, the average ACT, the average GPA. But don't let that keep you from going. What you need to do is just use that to gauge yourself, what you need to do in order to get in. A lot of schools right now are test optional for another 2 years, for 2023 and 2024. What that means is that for the admission purposes, you're not required, they're not looking at your SAT and your ACT scores. However, I still recommend to students to still take the ACT and the SAT because there are some scholarships attached to that. So that can also, even though they're saying it's optional, that can make a difference in your acceptance to the school. And what we push as counselors that you do early application or early admission. That means that you're applying by November 1st, and on some schools opt in October. Once you apply, generally by Christmas time, you know what school you're going, which one you've gotten accepted to. At that point, you're just working on getting money. Early decision, we tell students to stay away from early decision. Early decision, generally that's for a student that just know that's the school they want to go to, but it's like a contract, it's binding. You'll have to be, we say they won't let you out, but you have to have a reason in order to get out of it. But why fight with getting out of something if that's not where you've decided, you may change your mind. So early action, early admission. Regular decision means that you're just going to apply later on. It could be December, it could be January. Rolling admissions, you can keep applying, and they will keep accepting you until they meet their quota for a particular program, the academic programs that they may have, or even the number of students they're trying to get at their school. But make sure you follow that. Narrow your choices to 3 to 5. I had my children do 3, but we say 3 to 5. And the biggest thing is to visit the campus. A lot of times students, like I said, want to go to State, Chapel Hill, or whatever, and then they'll go visit another school, and the atmosphere is better for them. It's more friendly. They feel a connection. So it's always good to go visit the school. You can do a virtual tour. You can go to the open houses. Plenty of them have those. Your school, you are allowed to do the school visits. Those are excused absences, so take advantage of it. You just need to come back with a letter, something from the school on letterhead document that you were there for a school visit. College just ahead, and it's not too early to do this. If those that have a different major or have some thoughts in mind, cfnc.org, you can go there to deal with what major do you want to major into. uncw.edu has that too. They will also, if you put in what major, you can go to that particular website and it'll tell you the major, what the job is, give you information on what you need to do to be in that job. So just do the research. It's never too early to research what you want to do. And I know a lot of times you don't know this at this age. You ask, what do you want to do? Some students, I haven't decided. That's okay. The first 2 years are the same at any school. And you can go ahead and make sure, touch base with the different electives to figure out what you want to do. But if you're still in high school, they do have the CTE internship. So if you have an idea of something you may want to do, you can do the internship, which is job shadowing, which will give you an idea to see, is that really what I want to do? Now, you can change your major. It's okay. My daughter changed hers 3 times. She went in to be a child psychologist. Then she decided she wanted to do sports medicine, something that she wouldn't do in high school because she wouldn't touch anybody's feet. So tell me why you're going to switch to sports medicine. So we did that for a semester, and she ended up doing accounting. So it just works. So that was her major. Application process, as I said, you want to apply to at least 3 schools. You're looking at a safety school, which is one you just know you're going to get into. A target school, a school of interest that you want to, that's your target goal. And then ambitious, that school that's way out there that is just, in your mind, is beyond what you think you can get into. So 3 schools. Your application fee ranges from $30 to $100. College application fee waivers. If you get free or reduced lunch, you can get a college application fee waivers. It doesn't matter if your child eats, it's just that you qualify for free or reduced lunch. So if you can let your parents know, there's a link. And if you qualify for free or reduced lunch, you get 2 SAT fee waivers and 2 ACT fee waivers. The SAT fee waiver is required to be used in order to get 4 college application fee waivers. So there are some benefits, and those that are sports player, that clearinghouse, NCAA eligibility, if you get a fee waiver, you get to use the fee waiver for that to cover that $65 that you need. So if you do get that, you can see your counselor because it is a code that we have to give out for the SAT. You have to turn your letter in to your counselor showing that you do get free or reduced lunch. Make sure, too, when you are applying that you read everything that they're telling you, the requirements for that application. If you have to do an essay, a lot of times they say the essay is optional. Do the essay because somebody else is thinking option. They're not going to do it. The essay lets them know about you, which is the whole point of doing essays. Try to tell them about you. Don't tell them I made this grade or this was my choice. You know, I graduated #1. My goal is I'm #1 in my class. That's not what they want to know. They can see that on your transcript. What they want to know is who are you? So talk about maybe something that you've gone through that has changed you in some way, in some positive way, or may have affected you in a negative way, and then what did you learn from that experience? You want to let them know about you as an individual. And as I say here, remember the application paints a portrait of who you are, what makes you unique. Find a way to incorporate this into your application. So some people require a personal statement, same thing in that. Express who you are. And as Morgan said, as she took my spiel, they are looking for a well-rounded student. What does that mean? That means they're not looking at just your GPA. They're not just looking at your test scores. They're looking at everything you did, your GPA, your test scores, extracurricular activities, which is important. You all are involved in this. This shows leadership, so that's good. Community service shows you gave back to your community. Sports, working, doing a job, that's showing time management skills. So those are all extracurricular activities that shows them a little bit more about you. And of course, as I said, the essay and how you describe yourself. So don't just stop at, my goal is I want to be #1. We had a student that was #1 in one of the years I was here and couldn't get into the school she wanted to because that's all she had. She was not able to do any. In her case, she did have some medical conditions, but still didn't do the other stuff that she could have done. Like you still have clubs, that's extracurricular. Do your clubs. What you're doing right now is good. Do community service. There is a scholarship where you do community service. You have to have 75 hours to get a $500 scholarship, 100 hours to get you a $1,000 scholarship. It does not require essay. Ask your counselors about that. You, as a 10th grader, that's where it starts. All you're doing is you are doing community service. And you have to have all those hours done by this January of your senior year. So easy money to get. It's a win-win because now you're doing community service that goes on your college application. And we're going to do an activity real fast to explain what we're saying about a well-rounded student. So I'm going to need some volunteers.
Then you're writing anything?
They're going to stand up. I need them from highest to lowest. They're on the front. I'm just having. And when you get this, make sure you're holding it like this. The only person who can read the back of this is you. Okay? They need to stand up. They have to stand up in the order. That's the only way they'll be able to see this. I need you standing up the highest.
Highest?
Yeah, because they're going to have to move forward and move back. So I need.
Okay.
So if you stand up, please. Let me have you move up a little bit more, because some of you are going to have to back up in steps. You have to take some steps back, and you have to take some steps forward, okay? All right. So as I read it, it is on the back of your card, so make sure you're looking at it. It says, if you have taken an exceptionally strong academic program, move up 2 spaces. Hey, y'all moving slow. Okay, don't take time to If you direct the gospel choir at your church, move up 1 space. If you clearly stated that this college is your first choice by making an early decision application and commitment, move up 2 spaces. If you are a varsity athlete in all region in that sport, move up 1 space. If you have participated in a significant community service project, move up 1 space. If you are a legacy at the college to which you are applying, move up 2 spaces. If, when you typed your college essay, you forgot to change the name of the college to which you are applying, move down 3 spaces. You're moving down, not back, down. Yeah, 'cause y'all need to be that way. That's okay. That works. If you will be the first in your family to attend college, move up 1 space. You're gonna move up. If you choose psychology as your intended major, move down 1 space. And you were moving up, just move it. You going, oh, you got to understand. Yeah, you going down that way, and you move, well, there's somewhere for you to move up, you're fine. If you decide to protect your GPA by not taking AP classes offered at your school, move down 1 space. If you wrote the essay of the year, the one that everyone passed around the office, move up 2 spaces. If you have participated in no school-related activities, move down 2 spaces. Move down. She's going to be on. It's everything I'm reading is on yours. 3.7, I need you over there because she had to move. Because you had to move 2 spaces. If you wrote the essay of the year, the one that everyone passed, I already read that. Yep, they gave it to you again. Passed around the office, move up 2 spaces. If you chose Greek as your intended major, move up 1 space. If you have participated in no related activities, move down 2 spaces. So you'll be just 2 spaces. If you do not know your teachers well enough to feel comfortable asking for a recommendation, move down 1 space. You're moving down 1 space. You're just going to move in between. He's moving down 1 space. It's the way you all are set, he's going down. Which way you want him to go? He can't go. That's forward. I didn't say up, I said down. Move down. Some of you all were moving to the left, moving to the right. Now we're moving down. In other words, you're moving out of position. There's a point to this as to your GPA. You'll see it in a minute, okay? If you are an Eagle Scout, move up 2 spaces. Now we're moving up. Not moving down, we're moving up. I mean, you take it 2 steps forward. That's the difference, okay? If you attended an enriching summer program between your junior and senior year, move up 1 space. If you plagiarized your college admission essay and got caught, sit down, you are out of the competition entirely. If you got a D in an academic course, at the end of your junior year, move down 3 spaces. You're moving down, so yeah, you're going that way. And I see why you're confused. Well, actually, you're good. You needed to move that way. If you wrote a letter to the college admissions officer explaining the extenuating circumstances surrounding a grade of D, move up 1 space. So basically, you are moving what she was saying, move up 1 space. You're only moving 1. Go that way. If you did not write the optional essay for your college application, move down 2 spaces. So you're going down. Yeah, You got them standing the wrong way. I can't, it's throwing me off. They needed to be standing that way going down. Let's straighten out a little bit. You can just go, just back up right there. That's fine. If you chose as the top of your college essay sports as a metaphor for life, move down one space. So you're gonna go that way. If your last name is Winfrey and the name on the college library is Winfrey and it's not a coincidence, move all the way to the front of the line and stay there. So the point is, that's a 2.8 at the top of the line. 4.0 is there, 3.1. So there's so much they're taking. Notice the optional essay. You do need to do the essay. Legacy work, meaning that you have somebody in your family that graduated from that attended that school. Being involved, the community service, you need to do it. Plagiarizing, you can't be plagiarizing. You need to make sure that you have somebody look over your essays in school. Don't just copy and paste from the website. It will get you kicked out of school in addition to having to start all over. But just make sure all those points were points that you needed to recognize the difference, that it's not all about the GPA. Okay, so take time, do the essay, study, get involved, and continue doing what you're doing. What you do now. All right, I'll take those. I missed half and I take those. And I'm at the end. And we all know that college is not for everybody, so we don't play that game to say, oh, everybody's going to college. At your school, you should have military coming in, the recruiters coming in to visit. Take time and talk to them. Military, there's nothing wrong with joining the military. It helps pay for school. So it has some good benefits. You're able to do your MOS, and then a lot of times some people do that first go round and then they get out and they're paying for their school that way too. But you can also go to school while you are in the military. Employment, if you don't want to go to school and you want to do the military, there's nothing wrong with going to work. So you just need to look at the difference. You all know about Cooter.com. Well, bigfuture.collegeboard.org is also a place where you can research the different careers and see the requirements of that. So don't think that if I don't go to college, I'm not doing good. Yes, you are. That is your path. So I had a student this week that came in and felt like she needs to go to a 4-year. If she didn't go to a 4-year, she felt like she was a failure. There is nothing that says you have to go to a 4-year. So I had to show her our school profile to let her know there's plenty of students that start out at a 2-year school. Many of you need the foundation part of knowing what a college class is. Some of you are not ready to deal with the peer pressure that you're going to see at college. Some of you don't have the time management down yet, but it's just better to be at home to learn, not spend all that money for something. The first 2 years are the exact same at that 4-year school that you're going to. So don't feel like I can't go to a 2-year. I got to be like my friends. They're all going to a 4-year school, so I need to. You need to decide what it is that you want to do and then do what you desire to do. Any questions? All right, great. If you come up with it, every last one of you are at good schools that do have counselors. You can finish first. Okay. Each of you do have good counselors at your school. We do the counselors meeting, so I'm familiar with all the counselors at the schools you go to. So please do not be afraid to go in there and talk to your counselors. Don't sit back and wait till the last minute and then it's too late. We're there to advocate for you. If you're having issues in your classroom, situation in your classroom, you need some help with trying to learn the time management, help with helping you study, get some study skills and strategies of those nature. That's what we're there for. We're not there just to change your schedule. We are there for you as a whole student. So please have us do our jobs, okay? And even though I'm not at your school, if you need something, I'm at White Oak High School. I don't care what school you go to. I'm just here to do a job, okay? I'm gonna get it. All right, so here's my last part. And oh, somebody have a question? That's right, I almost forgot you.
So who gives the scholarship for the community service class?
That should be in with your counselor. If not, you can go on Onslow County Public School website and look up SAT scholarships, but your counselor should have that. There's a packet and there's sheets that need to be filled out by the person that you are doing volunteer services with. Keep a copy of that because when you turn it in, you know, things happen that way. You'll have your documentation, because it's due, all the hours are due by January of your senior year, and all that, your hours have to be documented, verified by the county office, okay? So if you can't find it, you need some help, like I said, I'm at White Oak, just send me an email, okay? I'll make sure you get it. Any other questions? Well, I'll close out with this. Most importantly for you is to do what makes you happy, okay? So do the research, decide what you want to do, and do what it is that you desire, because guess what? You're going to be doing that for the rest of your life. So find something that you enjoy and do it. Something that you know, I can do it for 10, 15 years or whatever the case may be, but follow your heart. I'm done.
Thank you, Ms. Young. Thank you. And a lot of the great things that Ms. Young was talking about are some of the things that we get to do with the Youth Council. When it comes to visiting colleges, COVID stopped us for a moment, so we didn't get a chance to visit colleges over the summer, but we are looking to start that back up this summer coming up. We take a poll of the teens that have been active throughout the Youth Council year to see which schools are you interested in visiting. Since I've been here, we have visited St. Augustine, it's North Carolina State, Duke, and those three come to top. St. Augustine, Duke, and North Carolina State. In the past, they've gone to Chapel Hill. We did Chapel Hill as well. So Chapel Hill has been twice. Ms. Young was telling the truth. A lot of people are like, I want to go see Duke, I want to see Chapel Hill. We will take the top schools that everybody likes to see, but we like to introduce the schools that a lot of people probably have not heard or have not been exposed to, so that way you can see and get the well-roundedness there as well. So if there are schools that you're interested in, please let us know so we can go ahead and start planning and looking forward to those. The other great opportunity we talk about is knowing that being the well-rounded student, knowing that if you do not want to go to a four-year school, that's fine. If you want to do 2 years, if you want to do technical, if you want to do military, everything that Ms. Young said is a lot of what we do within the Youth Council and help preparing, especially when it comes to finances and being the things that they do not teach you in school. We bring that here within the Youth Council so that way you are exposed to it. So I'm excited for this upcoming school year because we're back in person. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. Can you tell? I'm excited. All right, so our upcoming events as we get ready to close. Our first, now, how many know what field day is normally like? Okay, when was the last time you had a field day? Middle school? So do you wish you would have had a field day in high school? You wish you would have had a field day in high school? Yeah? Well, guess what? We're making that happen. It is next Saturday, September 24th. You have the flyers here for you to sign up. We are taking limited registrations. There's no fee for the registration. So take your phone, QR code, sign up. We are partnering with the Jacksonville Parks and Rec as well. So this is our first We Are Outside event. Now for those that are like, I don't run, no, I don't do any of that. We got something for you too. So we have kickball taking place. As long as it doesn't rain, we can do kickball inside. That is our running activity, okay? But how many have learned what pickleball is? How many have played pickleball? How many like playing pickleball? The hands are staying up a little bit. I will tell you, I have never played pickleball before, but our recreation staff is gung-ho on pickleball. Who have heard of table tennis, ping pong? All right, so pickleball is ping pong, table tennis, but on the floor. So when I tell you I was watching a game and I wanted to just put my purse down and jump in with some heels on, it will get you ready. So those are our athletics. Then we have some very competitive Uno games. We have spades. We have trivia. So we thought of a little bit of everything for everybody because we want everyone to participate and have fun. So don't delay. Call your friends, tell them, send them the QR code, send them the registration link because we are limited on how many can participate. So if you want to be here next Saturday at the Commons Park, register tonight and tell your friends. Put it on Instagram, put it on TikTok, put it on Snapchat. Y'all laughing because that's what y'all about to do, right? All right, so take care of it for me. So we will see you next Saturday. And there is a deadline, September 20th, because we need to know how many lunches we are providing. So I look forward to seeing y'all next Saturday. Any questions about field day? All right. Now, this is an opportunity that all of us can participate in. Is there any announcements that is taking place at your current school that you want others to be aware of? All right.
My school, we have a. Tell us what your school is. Oh, I go to Arundel Parrott Academy, so that's in Kingston. So I'm not in this county, but I do live here. But so my school, we have a club, or I don't want to call it a club, more like a committee called Project Please Stay, and it's focused on suicide awareness and prevention. And we host a bunch of fundraisers throughout the year, have a bunch of different events, and we have chapters at different schools in Greenville and like New Bern, and I was hoping to start a chapter here in Jacksonville. This is more into the future, so maybe later this year, 2022. And I'm hoping to do that through my sister who goes to Jacksonville. So I just wanted to say that and look out for that. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Anyone have any?
Recently at Jacksonville High School, they announced the fall play, Almost Maine, and they've just finished having auditions for it, and the callbacks are on Thursday, and I'm at callbacks, so excited to see what happens.
So you'll have to keep us updated on when the play is. Okay.
Congratulations. I was going to announce that about the play, but I didn't know you were auditioning for it, so congratulations for that. And then also, I'm at Jacksonville, too. We have a football game this Friday. It's going to be a really big game. Please fill the student section. Our theme is neon. It's neon night, so glow in the dark, bright colors, a lot of people, and everyone's invited, so you guys should definitely come out, too.
So who's the opponent? Oh, so this is like the game of the year? Oh. Okay. Didn't know that. So what time is the game?
Kickoff's at 7.
Kickoff is at 7. Okay. So, all right, that's the excitement of the day. J.H. Rose. All of y'all are just like ready. What we got going on in Lejeune? Who y'all playing next?
I don't know where the school is, but it's like 2 hours away on Friday. Yeah.
What's the name of it?
We're playing East Columbus or East Carteret. We're playing
East
East Columbus.
Columbus?
Yeah.
And what positions are y'all playing?
I'm starting tight end this year. I also play special teams. That's something going on.
Okay.
I would suggest playing
Special teams? All right, awesome. And go ahead and, I should have had the mic to y'all, we get excited. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is Adam. I'm a senior at Lejeune High School.
I'm Raphael, and I'm a freshman at Lejeune High School.
And these are two of our officers as well. So I like the versatility because normally during football season, I don't get anybody. So I thank you until after football season. Thank you, Mom. All right. Any other announcements? All right. Seeing none, this concludes our first youth council meeting. So thank you very much for being in attendance. I see now that we have to talk about whatever games are coming up because that just sparked a whole nother conversation. But come out, be prepared to bring friends, invite others. We want to have, so before, when I first started 5 years ago, this room would have up to 40 teams in place. And it would be a rival of which school could get the most teams here. So right now we're seeing Jacksonville is coming back in the mix. So Onslow Early College, now Onslow Early College was running 4 years.
No, they were.
Yeah.
Strong.
Onslow Early College like beat out Jacksonville. So we can do it again. So October 5th, remember that is our JYC Stands Against Bullying. So that will be a ceremony. But anyone that wants to help plan and participate in that, just see with me afterwards, and I'll get your information. But thank you again. Look forward to working with y'all throughout the year. All right? Awesome.